Hello, everybody. Welcome to another live stream. I am waiting for the Facebook to catch up to what I am saying so I can hit go live from StreamYard. And we are starting right about now. Okay, so welcome everybody to our live stream tonight, our impromptu live stream tonight. I wanted to talk about how perspective shifts generate sales without massive changes inside of your business. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about this evening specifically is how many of you all have seen Wicked? What did you think? Let me know in the comments, because Wicked, the whole idea and premise of Wicked, if you haven't seen it, is that it gives you a new lens of perspective on the Wicked Witch of the West, who, as you know, in the original Wizard of Oz, is the villain, the most loathed villain, one of the most loathed villains in all of cinematic history. And Wicked is the untold story of the Wicked Witch of the West, also known as the untold perspective of the Wicked Witch of the West. I saw the movie on Friday. I am a fan of the original Broadway musical. I got to see it back in 2006, right after Indina had left, when I was still touring with Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. Actually, maybe it was 2007. It had to have been 2007 when I saw it in New York City on Broadway. And I've been a big fan of it for a very long time. I thought the musical was so fun to see in theaters. I thought Cynthia did a fantastic job. The whole cast was fantastic. Ariana Grande was fantastic. If you've seen Wicked, I want to know what you think, because I absolutely loved it. But I really wanted to come out and share with you all today, because I realize that there's huge similarities when you are running and growing your business, and how shifting your perspective opens up new doors and new pathways for generating massive amounts of new sales without you actually having to reinvent the wheel, doing 10 times more work, changing a whole lot of those practical pieces, because that's how powerful perspective is. Now, here's the thing about perspective. Perspective is one of your 6 creative faculties that you have as a business owner. So if you're not familiar with the 6 creative faculties are, I'm not going to go into all those right now. I think I have a podcast episode in them, but I actually explain what all the 6 creative faculties are inside of the very first module of Born to Slay My Mindset Mastermind, because we are the only animals on planet Earth that can create our own environment. And one of the things that I've noticed with business owners who really succeed, people, A players who really hit massive sales and have massive opportunities, is they always know that they don't have to stay where they are. Their current situations and circumstances do not dictate where they're going. They don't dictate their income, their earning potential, their sales, what is possible for them, because they're tapping into those 6 creative faculties. One of those is reason. One of those is free will, which is the most powerful one. Free will, y'all, is one of the most powerful of the 6 creative faculties, because no matter what your situation or circumstance is, you have the power to decide how you're going to think about it, and you have the power to decide what you're going to do about it. And when you think differently, you do differently. This is why so many of my clients inside of Born to Slay Mastermind experience miracles and do more action they've never done before inside of their business, because I teach them how to think differently about themselves. And that unlocks new opportunities for them, unlocks new action they've never done before inside of their business. In fact, I just had one of my masterminders message me or tag me on Facebook saying, my YouTube channel is officially launched. And if you don't know, YouTube is one of the best ways to market your business, no matter if you're in the travel industry, if you're a coach, it doesn't matter, because people want to work with people that they know, like, and trust. They want to see your face. They want to see your voice. And when you're willing to do things that other people are not willing to do, like video, you are going to go further faster than everybody else. And in order for you to do the video, you have to overcome your own thoughts, your own ideas about what video means, about whether it's hard or not hard. And by the way, If you haven't listened to that podcast episode where I say it's not hard, any action you take inside of your business has an energetic component. Having hard conversations is not hard. It's just like me moving my lips to order my favorite Dairy Cream Blizzard dessert. It just feels hard when it's a hard conversation because of your emotional energy and what you're bringing into it. So one of the 6 creative faculties is perspective. And what I want to do today with all of you all is I want to walk you through why perspective shifts inside of your business are so impactful to not only yourself, but also to your ability to receive divine help, to co-create, to create massive opportunities, massive sales, all the things that makes hitting your sales goals easier, quantum leaping, collapsing time, all the things that I really love to talk about that I really want all of you all to experience. So let's start with just what is perspective in general and why, what perspective actually means. So perspective, again, one of the 6 creative faculties that only human beings possess is our viewpoint, our point of view of something or of a person. Now, here's something that is a great analogy. When we talk about is the glass half full or is the glass half empty, that is all about perspective. You're going to have a pessimist say that the glass is half empty. You're going to have an optimist say the glass is half full. Why does this matter in terms of your business and in terms of your sales? Because one of the pieces that every business owner has to look at is their data. And you can think about your data, your KPIs, your key performance indicators as the milk glass. And so it's not the numbers in and of themselves that actually mean anything inside of your business. The numbers, your KPIs, are just going to be what you make them to be based on your perspective, your point of view. So if you look at your data, you look at your sales, cost per lead, lead flow, all those kinds of pieces, what you're really looking at is my glass half full or is my glass half empty right now inside of my business? Now you can imagine why that matters, because if you keep looking at your business as the glass is half empty, you're not going to be motivated. You're not going to be inspired. You're not going to be wanting to take a whole bunch of action. You're going to feel defeated. And you're going to start to spiral downward in the sad bus. And we don't want anybody on the sad bus. Whereas if you have an optimistic view, then what happens is with the optimistic view, you're more inspired, you're more motivated, you're going to take action, you're going to ask for divine guidance, you're going to have better sales, you're more likely to implement right now. Like there's so many pieces that are going to benefit you if you have that positive perspective inside of your business. By the way, there's realism in both those because you're looking at the milk glass and you're seeing where the milk glass is. But again, it's your perspective. So why does it matter? I already started to go into this a little bit, but the reason why perspective matters so much inside of your business is because every single time that you have a negative viewpoint in your business, whether that is a negative viewpoint with clients, a negative viewpoint with pricing, a negative viewpoint of yourself, a negative viewpoint of what is possible for you, a negative viewpoint of your resources, any single piece inside of your business where you have a negative viewpoint, a negative perspective, that is an opportunity that you are going to miss. You are literally going to tie the hands of God and the universe behind the back. You're going to miss opportunities. You're going to not feel good. And remember, you're always creating inside of your business. You're always attracting something inside of your business. You always have your faith in something inside of your business. Your faith is either going to be in things working out or things not working out. Your faith is going to be that you have enough or you don't have enough. Your faith is going to be that I'm on track or I'm not on track. Your faith is going to be I can do it, or your faith is going to be that I can't do it, which is really I choose not to do it. Your faith is going to be I don't have the resources, or your faith is going to be I don't have the resources. Your faith is going to be I can figure this out, or your faith is going to be I can't figure this out. So when you realize that perspective is one of your 6 creative faculties, and this perspective really determines what you think next and the action you take next inside of your business, you start to realize just how pivotal and important perspective is. Because let me just be really flat out and honest. The people who achieve unrealistic things inside of the business, who go further faster, who turn heads in their industry, the people who do amazing things, their perspective is always optimistic, and their perspective is always unrealistic compared to what others think. So what do I mean by that? I mean that because they have a higher degree of faith, they're not going to say, how can I make $5,000 this month? They're going to say, how can I make $50,000 this month? How can I have $5 million in sales this year? They have an optimistic outlook. They have an unrealistic outlook compared to what other people think. And because they have this optimistic outlook and this unrealistic outlook, they achieve what others perceive as unrealistic, but for them, it's not unrealistic. It's actually realistic. And part of the thing that I love to do with my clients, and I do this all the live long day on both the group coaching sessions inside of Born to Slay, and I also do this on the one-on-one sessions. But one of the things that I've been so blessed and so gifted to do for my coaching clients is I have the ability to shift people's perspectives. Because clients come to me and they say, this is what I want to accomplish. And I start seeing how their perspective, their lens, their beliefs, and remember, a belief is just a pattern of thought, are creating resistance to having them achieve what they want to achieve in the quickest, easiest way possible, in a way that feels really good and supportive to them. And so what I'm able to do is I'm able to shift their perspective. And one of the things that I love doing is shifting people's perspective about themselves. So they see themselves differently. So they do things they never thought they could ever do before. I shift their perspective on the sales they can achieve. So they raise their sales goal, and I open up their perspective on all the different ways that it can actually happen, and all the different ways they can actually take action, and all the different things that are available to them. And that allows them to do things quicker and easier than everybody else. Perspective, honestly, is one of the most beautiful things you can ever give somebody, is when you're shifting their perspective. So they believe in themselves in ways they've never believed in themselves before. They believe in new capabilities in ways they've never believed in themselves before. And they believe that God has their back in ways that they never believed before. I did a really awesome post that really deserves more likes on the Facebook land on perspective. A post which gave 3 different pieces of perspective that are really important. And one of those was God and challenges inside of your business. And every business owner is going to face challenges inside of your business. Every business owner is going to go through pruning seasons, pruning stages where you're getting prepared for a massive up-level, massive success. Where I found it's very unhelpful is where people have this perspective that there's not an easy way out. It's going to take a long time. They're being punished. It's permanent. God hates them, or God doesn't like them, or God's mad at them, whatever it is. All those pieces inside of your business will screw you up all the live long day and create ways that you stay and you start to feel stuck inside of your business, which is really, really not helpful. So what happens when you actually shift your perspective inside of your business? So when you shift your perspective about what you view you're capable of, all of a sudden you start to take action you weren't willing to take before, or you didn't think you could take before. And it's not a secret that if you're taking action you've never done before, whether it's YouTube, whether it's a new level of email marketing, whether that is applying for special opportunities, incubators. I had a Born to Slay mastermind client who applied for the Goldman Sachs small business program and was accepted. I have a lot of clients that have gone to GTM and all these huge travel industry conferences that they applied to, they got accepted to. I've had clients who shift their perspective about what they're able to do in terms of what they can charge for their fees, going from no fees to going to $500 fees or $1,000 fees, going from serving clients that are booking $3,000 vacations to $350,000 vacations. But all of those pieces start with the simple perspective shift of what they view that they can do, what they can charge, the clients they can serve, they would never be able to do any of those practical pieces until they actually had that perspective shift inside of their business. So that is one piece. The other piece of perspective that is really important in business is this idea of sacrifice and hard work and hardship versus ease and flow and letting it be easy inside of your business. Because American society has really been built on this idea, this premise that hard work pays off. And it's true that you have to take action inside of your business. It's true that, I, in many respects, am a diligent hard worker, but I spend more time thinking about my businesses than I do actually taking action inside of my business. Laziness of thought costs more than laziness of action. And it's not true that simply working harder means you're going to get better results inside of your business. I have seen a lot of travel entrepreneurs, a lot of coaches where they post a whole lot, but they're posting from this energy of what I do isn't enough and that they're having to prove themselves. And that perspective makes the energy of their posts and the feeling of their posts not as potent. It's not as powerful. It's the energy of proving. It's the energy of sacrifice. And so perspective is really, really important for you to shift in terms of growing and scaling a business, that it gets to be easier, that things get to happen quicker, that you don't have to do as much, and you're widely supported by God, by the universe, to create the things that have been put on your heart to create, to manifest inside of your business. The other thing that happens shifting your perspective too is this, how you view God, how you view your creator. One of the tenets that I teach all the live on day is co-creation, which is you and God doing the thing together. Because I would not be able to be where I am today, have the life that I have today, go where I'm going today, if God hadn't helped me. There's just no human way possible. Like, there's no way possible. It makes no sense that somebody who literally just graduated a high ticket coaching mastermind in Wanderlust campus a few months later is asked to be the mindset expert just because he's really good at encouraging people. And just because, like, it makes zero sense. It makes zero sense for my college professor who taught me at film school at FSU that she does my mindset mastermind when she's starting her first production company, New York Times bestselling author, option at every major Hollywood studio. Like, that makes zero sense. It makes zero sense. Like, so much of my life makes zero sense. And that's not because of me. It's not because of my talents, because of God. One of the things that he showed me early on when I started to do my coaching business was that it doesn't matter, Brandon, if you don't know how to help the people, because I'm going to help the people. That might sound a little weird to some of y'all, so let me clarify. When I started to do coaching of entrepreneurs and I started to teach them how to think about mindset and how to think about their business, how to think about themselves so they could take different action, believe differently, and get better results than they've ever gotten before without reinventing the wheel or doing 10 times more work, they started to share personal pieces of me that were the seeds that created some of these beliefs. There's patterns in their life that seeped into their business, whether it was miscarriages of babies, whether it was sexual abuse, verbal abuse, spouses cheating. I had one client who had been incarcerated. I had clients who've had family members who committed suicide. And I was not prepared for that. When I started to coach people one-on-one, I was like, let's talk about your travel business. Let's talk about making things easy. Let's talk about showing up on social media and overcoming your fears of being seen. And let's overcome these ideas that you can't hit these sales goals, or it's going to be hard, or it's going to take a long time. Let's shift your thinking so you can allow space for God to do amazing things inside of your business. And when I started to get hit with these other things that had happened by people, I started to get nervous. And I was like, God, how can I help these people? And the answer was very clear. It was like, you're not supposed to help these people. You're supposed to let me help these people. And I'm going to use your talents to help these people. And because they're coming to you with things that you don't know anything about, you have to lean on me. You can't do this on your own. And I think that's what one of the pieces that surprises a lot of people. There's going to be a testimonial that's going to air later on tonight from Michael Salazar. If you don't know Michael, Michael's one of my Born to Slay graduates from my program. He was someone who got in when I did a group only coaching offer, which if y'all didn't see that, this is only the second time I've ever offered this. It's only available 3 days. It's basically you get into the Born to Slay Mindset Mastermind, you get the full curriculum, you get to attend all the group coaching calls, you get unlimited one-on-one coaching inside the Facebook group. But because I'm not meeting with you one-on-one, it's a reduced price. It's like a really crazy, amazing, awesome price to get all the content. You don't have one-on-one time, but you can ask any questions on the group coaching calls. So Michael was one of the people that took me up on this one time that I did this. And again, I'm doing this right now for 3 days only. And he said in his testimonial, which you all can watch, that he was amazed even before he came into the program. I did a short call with him to talk about the program. And he was amazed that in that short 30, 45-minute phone call, I hit every single piece of his emotions, his mindset, his perspective that needed to shift, needed to change, and really predicted everything that was going to stop him from going where he wanted to go. Now, I love Michael to pieces, and he had to get his family on board a little bit to invest in the program. And he admitted in this testimonial that he shouldn't have waited, because he ended up waiting 6 months. And he was like, I shouldn't have waited. And he said, really, every single thing that you said came full circle to fruition. And I realized as time progressed how right you really were about every single piece that you said. And the reason why, y'all, is just because I don't know why. I just understand mindset. I understand beliefs. I understand thinking. I understand energy. I understand emotions. And it's just my zone of genius. It's just the gift that I've been given. And I just love to do it. And even my mindset coach, I think it's been almost a year ago, she's like, don't ever try to explain people your guests, because you can't explain them, just accept them. And people who get it, they'll just get it. So I'm just going to tell you, you're just going to get it. And I think this is one of my favorite things ever, is talking about perspective, because really that's what I do on group coaching calls, on coaching calls, inside the curriculum Born to Slay. All it is about shifting perspective about God and how easy things get to be, shifting perspective about decision-making, about what you can do, how the sky is the limit, just getting you to believe differently in ways you've never believed before, and just watching the magic unlock inside of your business naturally. And that brings me to creating miracles with perspective. So if you just think about, and I talk about this a little bit in my book, but think about any time that you have a sales goal. When it's a sales goal that we haven't hit before, we tend to make it big. We tend to make it scary. We tend to make it hard, because we go, I've never done that before. But the truth is, if we shift our perspective, whereas it being a natural progression, not being a big deal for God or for the universe to help us, and it getting to be easy and us beginning to be worthy, we start to neutralize things that previously might have taken us a long time. We start to collapse time. We start to see more synchronicities and see more opportunities. We tend to let go of things and not assign meaning to things when things go weird or wonky. Like one of the things that I've always loved doing with clients, and because I've helped so many in the travel business, and I know the first time this happened to me, I freaked out, is when a client has an issue during a trip or right before a trip, and it creates a little bit of chaos, a little bit of madness, a little bit of, are we going to cancel? Are they going to have to do insurance? Or like, how are we going to work this in the highest good and favor everybody involved? But when you have a perspective that no matter what happens inside of your business, it's for your good and for the good of everybody around you, it allows you just to kind of let go of how things appear and how they look, and choose, as I mentioned earlier, to let the glass be half full, and that it is going to be in the best interest of everybody. And you're going to harvest the good, and it's going to be really, really amazing. I would encourage all of you to listen to Michael's testimony. It's going to air live tonight. I believe at 7:30. It's going to air on YouTube. It's going to air on my main coaching page. I've never scheduled one out before a testimonial like this, so I'm trying something new, which I'm very excited about. And all that being said, let me just check and see if I have any. I can't believe I don't have any comments yet. You guys are just going to be so excited to watch this. I didn't send an email out, so this is going to be a surprise for everybody that's watching later. The last thing I want to say is I have some really incredible, exciting Black Friday offers out. These Black Friday offers are really awesome. I mentioned this earlier, but right now you can join Born to Slay in a group coaching offer. You'll end up saving. It's a crazy price you're saving. I think you're saving over $3,000 because you're doing group coaching only, no one-on-ones with me. And that's why I have Michael's testimonial coming out today, so you can hear from somebody who actually did this version of the program. And this is only good Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then on Friday, there's going to be some lower cost non-mastermind offers available to all of you that are inside the Facebook group. And that's all I have to say today. I love you all so much. Please make sure you all comment and share this video with other people. I love you. Have a beautiful rest of your day.